Welcome to the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. I'm Sarah.
And I'm John, and thanks for joining us again. This is a Monday, so this will be kind of our combination weekend
Update
review,
and
hard news.
What may be coming up and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with the what may be coming up section first, which would be the Board of Supervisors tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock at the Government Center, and this may possibly be the shortest Board of Supervisors agenda I have ever seen.
Should we submit agenda items so they fill it up a little bit?
Yeah, but we didn't go through the correct process, you see, so
yeah.
you have to do that whole process thing going on. But they did have an addendum to the regular board agenda, and actually one interesting point on that particular agenda was court construction funds. Now, a few years ago, the state of California dictated to courts and city courts, county courts, that they had to set up court construction funds because the court facilities in most places were literally falling apart.
Getting a little decrepit.
So the counties were required to counties and cities were required to put money aside for court repair costs.
I still think we should go the Sheriff Joe way.
Well, that's your opinion.
Yeah, for those who aren't familiar, Sheriff Joe Arpaio is famous down in Arizona for putting all the inmates in tents out in the middle of nowhere, right?
Just let them roast, right?
Dressing them in pink and sticking them out in the desert.
Anyway, on the Board of Supervisors addendum to their agenda, they're actually talking about not only handing over certain agreements between the County of Calaveras and the administrative department, or let me get that correctly, Administrative Office of the Courts for the state of California, but they're also talking about finding out exactly how much money is in that courthouse construction fund and remitting it to the state. Now, there is some talk that these remitted funds will actually come back to the counties so that they can now build new courthouse facilities. And when I was speaking to Under Sheriff Mike Walker last week, I believe it was, he said that the county is actually looking at taking the AB 900 funds, which the governor signed last Thursday.
Very nice.
And not only trying to use those for jail beds if they get the grant on them, but also combining a courthouse facility at the same site. So you're talking about a huge court jail facility the county is looking at building.
Very nice.
Yes, so that's Board of Supervisors news. Except there's actually some back news that we didn't report last week, which is really important to report. Something we didn't get to. Oh. At the Elder Abuse Conference at Ironstone Vineyards on Wednesday, the supervisors announced their candidates for senior citizen honors. And I just wanted to go through who those people were. District 1 Supervisor Bill Claudino nominated Hugo Scotto from Valley Springs. District 2 Supervisor Steve Walensky nominated Pat Franco from West Point. District 3 Supervisor Marita Calloway nominated Larry Stevenson, who lives in Arnold, and she called him a knight in silver armor, a true gentleman. So there's still those type of men out there. District 4 Supervisor Tom Tryon chose Emily Stemler, who lives in Angels Camp, and District 5 Supervisor Russ Thomas nominated Bill Albee from Copperopolis for the honors of being great elder super people.
So these are elders. So these are elders we should respect.
Yes, exactly.
Respect our elders.
That's right. They do a lot for the community.
Because we're gaining on them.
We will be elder one day. God willing, we will be elder one day.
Another couple things that just came in. We just got pictures, which we'll post in a separate article, of the Habitat for Humanity home that was dedicated in West Point. And we just got pictures of those. We'll post in a separate article of the Rose family, along with the volunteers that did that, and so we'll have some nice shots of that. But congratulations to the Rose family.
Yes,
that's a wonderful program.
It is a fabulous program. And those houses are actually very, very nice. They have lots of nice architectural detailing to them.
They try hard.
Yes, they do.
Really
They're beautiful homes.
And a couple other little things. I guess we'll we were going to do the news vac segment later, but should we stick with hard news?
Sure, we'll just do news vac now.
We'll just do hard news. So this is other stuff that's out there. Yeah, news vac. And these are some of the things that here's a couple Union Democrat articles that this is one where the bank robbery case over in San Andreas, the young man is changing his plea to not guilty from guilty.
Okay.
So that's going to stick a wicket, something in the spokes there and delay that a little bit.
Change that up a little bit. From guilty to not guilty.
Yeah, but I guess he was at 17 at the time of the robbery, so he's doing this, I guess, to try to, the severity of the original. But
it was at gunpoint. Yeah. So that automatically ratchets it up to a felony. Right. Yeah.
So there's probably something where his attorney told him to, young man, if you ever want to have a life past this.
Exactly.
Let's make a few adjustments.
Let's just plead not guilty. Yes, that's it.
Because he doesn't want to get into the stuff that, that the Historical Association was talking about, does he?
As far as hanging.
The hanging, yes.
Yes.
We don't do that anymore.
No. But not in Calaveras County. Right? No, that's right. In 1888
was the last hanging.
And apparently they have the chainmail of the man who turned himself in and was subsequently hung by the rope for the last hanging in 1888.
So does the chainmail help with the hanging?
I don't know. I don't think it would, quite frankly. It would just sort of elongate the neck.
Yeah.
And on to more national news. The Queen is in the country for the Kentucky Derby. And if you saw any of the footage of the Kentucky Derby,
I did not. I did not see any of that.
Her and Prince Philip looked fabulous as usual, waving to the crowd, smiling and happy because she loves horses.
Does Philip wear a glove?
He didn't. No, not this time.
So he actually will have contact with the unwashed masses?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Well, aren't they having the white? They're having the white tie gala
at the White House, right?
And we were going to put up a link to the live feed. I didn't get that done before the broadcast because that'd be kind of fun because there actually is a live feed, so you can actually watch the white ties. Yes, all the protocols of everything there. My accent stinks.
Well, you have to behave yourself.
There.
There.
Yeah. I thought you meant right now.
No.
Oh,
okay. There, if they ever invite you to the White Tie Gala, then we'd have to do some prep work with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would. So white tie, the Queen's in town. So yeah, all that kind of stuff. So now we're going to go to what happened to our weekend roundup.
Well, were we going to talk about the French election?
Oh yes.
In the Republic of France.
Yes.
A conservative was elected, and there was rioting apparently around the country. Fires. I mean, it was like 2005 all over again. Fires, cars being destroyed. But when I looked into it a little further, apparently it's not as much damage as what goes on every single New Year's.
Really?
Yes. Apparently they just go berserk every New Year's, destroying cars, lighting fires, and generally destroying their country.
This is, the other interesting thing on this is, I know it's always, the Americans lately have been picking on the French, right? I mean, but this is kind of a new change, a big change over there for France.
It is.
There should thaw some of the relations with the U.S. But the other interesting thing is we really do owe a debt of gratitude to the French because without the help of the French, we wouldn't be here.
Oh, tell me why.
Oh, during the Revolution.
Oh, that's true. They did fund us.
Yes, they did. So if
you're talking about a long time ago, okay.
Yeah, but it matters. I mean, if dear old Ben,
that's true.
If old Ben hadn't convinced the French to pony up, and even if it was only to hurt the English.
Yeah, well, that's what it was about.
Yeah,
it's the age-old bad blood between the French and the English. Let's get the Americans involved.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Exactly.
Yes, but exactly. I mean, we do. I mean, it's in.
But what's interesting is that ultimately their republic was patterned after the United States Republic, except
they did it badly.
Yes.
The transition
they tried. The transition was not good. Yes. They did try.
Yes, it was a rocky.
It was a rocky transition.
Let them eat cake and falling
knives. They went from royalty
to
republic to empire, right, and then back to republic.
To anarchy to mob
chaos,
rule. Anyway, all right.
Yeah.
But good luck to the French. We hope this bodes well for them. And it was interesting that a lot of the younger generation was for an increased work week. You know, some of the different things that you wouldn't think. It was kind of counterintuitive, but it was interesting how in their voter turnout, what was it, 85% or something like that? I mean, it was really high. I mean, we should be embarrassed as U.S. citizens, right?
Yeah, well, we need to turn out more.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I thought it was an interesting thing. This is one little tidbit on kind of similar stuff. Is I was looking at the cable news rankings for last week, and MSNBC...
And we were right up there.
Oh, yeah, it was huge. Yeah, MSNBC carried the debate, right? Okay. But Fox News, there was more people watching Fox News talk about the debate than were actually watching the debate. So Fox News
That's a little frightening.
It is. Fox News had the talking heads on talking about the debate. And I think it was, what was it like? Numbers will be off by a little bit, but there was basically 2-point-some million viewers at any given time watching Fox News talk about the debate, and 1.7 million actually watching the Republican debate. I thought that was kind of a sad commentary.
Yes, but, definitely.
Kind of interesting. So, so if we really want ratings, we should just talk about stuff.
Talk about stuff. Give our opinions.
Yes. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But I guess now we go to our weekend stuff.
Weekend stuff.
Right.
Yes.
What do you want to do first?
Snyder's
Right.
is the top of the heap as far as
the biggest event was, and sometimes they get as many as 20,000 people that show up at the Snyder powwow.
It's a huge,
it really
huge show for the Gem and Mineral Society.
It's a working ranch that everybody descends on one weekend a year. And it's a lot of fun. They set up, it has a carnival-like atmosphere. There's over 200 booths. They faced a few weather challenges this year. It was rain on Friday, wind on Saturday, so I think Sunday they had a pretty good day. Yeah. But we were there on Saturday, so they had a few wind challenges, and some of the vendors are holding down their booths.
Yes, exactly.
And there were a few booths that the lids had blown right off. But so we have a little bit of a clip. We're probably not going to play all, but we'll have it in a separate article on the site. It runs about several minutes, but it starts off with the old one-lunger popping turn-of-the-century gas motors, which are a lot of fun.
Definitely.
And here we go. So here we're going to the Snyder powwow right now.
That was very cool.
It was. What'd you think?
Interesting. Very interesting.
Lots of rocks. And there was lots of
people
rocks.
too.
Yeah, quite a few people.
And they have Native American dancers there. Did they have fry bread? Did you look for the fry bread?
I did not.
You did not.
I did not.
Okay.
I did see I did see the teepees though.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I practiced my. No, I didn't. Anyway.
Okay, I'm glad I wasn't there with you. Thanks. Anyway, on to other weekend news. The Calaveras County Garden Club had their spring tour.
Yes, it was very nice.
Out there in Douglas Flat, they actually had a tour of 4 houses.
They did.
And there were quite a few women on the tour, which was kind of nice.
I hit the houses, and I felt very... I was definitely a minority.
You were in women's country.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. In fact, I think I only saw one other lonely man on that thing, sir. And
it's always a fascinating thing when you go on home tours or garden tours.
Yes,
there are like maybe 3 men and 50 women. You know,
but it was neat. It was very nice. You know, the old schoolhouse and that type of stuff there. Mm-hmm. So you want to go to our clip?
I do.
Okay, and you may see brief glimpses of this little kid running into the film. That's my son. So I always try to tell him to Steve, so that he's our prop. You know, if we need some on-camera talent,
that's right.
We use
yes. Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
And we're back.
It does. Makes you want to start gardening.
It does.
Yes, makes you want to go out and pull some weeds.
And it looks like
plant something.
You know, there's an Old Rose Society here in Calaveras County.
Wear my apron.
Yeah.
Get my
we'll give you some old roses to plant.
Yes.
How's that? But it looked like in that clip there were some of the old roses. Sort of like native old roses that they have here.
They may very well have been.
Because there is a faction of this garden club.
Yes, that's very
into the old roses.
Old roses.
Mm-hmm, definitely. And then there was the fishing derby.
Yes, there was. This was a lot of fun. This was the 4th annual Forest Service Fishing Derby for kids.
Mm-hmm.
And
Fish and Game Commission.
Yes.
Yes. It was a joint venture.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I know this. Some governmental entity stocks this pond, and lots of kids show up
and fish
from the pond.
Exactly.
So, and this is out at Indian Rock Vineyards. And this
is
in Murphy's, off of Pennsylvania Gulch Road. Mm-hmm. You know, this is interesting because that artesian stream actually empties into this creek. You know where they have that Table Mountain Ranch out there? That is actually an artesian creek that just kind of bubbles up. And it empties into this. It's very cool.
Interesting.
Very cool. We saw a local cable channel out there filming. Mm-hmm. So Kelly Wright was doing his best imitation of a kid fishing, I think.
That's right, and he was probably interviewing kids as well. And then James Galley was actually doing the camera work.
Yeah, doing the camera work on it. So if you'd like to, maybe we can sneak that footage on the site at some point. But so this is a little short clip, so we'll take you to see the fishing derby right about now. On your mark, get set, go.
And that looked like a lot of kids.
It was a lot of fun. It
Definitely.
was a lot of fun.
And another place, fish. Well, fishing season is upon us.
It is upon us.
Definitely. And another place a lot of people were having fun this weekend was Italian Heritage Day in Angels Camp.
Yes, they were.
Out there at the Angels Camp Museum and Carriage House, and it spilled over apparently onto St. Patrick's church grounds. And
they had bocce ball and frog jumps and
the Western reenactors.
The Western, it was we got there a little late to watch Supervisor Tryon
ride up on his horse.
Yeah, so we didn't get that footage,
but you got plenty of other footage.
We do,
especially of the very cool vehicles in the carriage house.
Yes, we have this one. We have a full tour of the carriage house, plus also the mining, the mining exhibits on the other building adjacent.
Mining and whining.
Yes, the mining and whining. This video runs about 8 minutes in entirety, so we're not going to play the whole thing during the news, but we do have this as a separate entry on the site. So if you want to get a tour of what it was like with the whole thing, this was a lot of fun. And I think the Angels Camp Business Association did a bang-up job on this. I think for its inaugural event, it is very nice. It is very nice, and I think it bodes well for the future because this will be one of the other lead-up events as we get
to the frog jump.
Yeah, as we get people used to coming up here for the weekend. And
exactly.
Yeah, it's
the weather gets better and there's more things happening.
A lot of fun. So we'll give you a couple minutes of this. We'll probably start off a little bit of the walking in from the street level, walking to the front past the bocce ball, and then we'll do a little bit of frog jumping. And the first girl that's doing the frog jumping had a real hard time getting her frog to jump.
It's sometimes hard to get them to move.
Yeah, this one was a little tired, didn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And we'll probably start off with a touch on the carriage house, but they get a little bit long. You can watch that.
Yeah, we don't want to.
Yeah, so here we go.
Right there in that circle. All right, Jada, get down there. Make him jump. There, go after him. Go after him. That's good. All right. All right. Yeah.
Sausage. Get your sausage.
Very good, Jada.
Wild and Jenny baby. Get some sausage. $5.
Three-quarter inch.
$5. Right here. We got it. Kick it. Kick it.
6.5. 7 foot on that. How is that all right for you, Landy? Come on, get the going. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Hit it a little bit. All right, the music's over. You can jump now.
Go. Tell him jump, Frog.
There's one. There's 2 and 3.
Jump it.
That poor girl had a hard time getting that frog to jump.
She had a hard time.
That's what my wife feels like trying to get me to do something. She'll jump up and down and scream, and and
sometimes it works. Huh?
Sometimes it works,
yeah,
yes. And
yeah.
I need to work on that, but it doesn't. Sometimes I'll just sit there, just kind of oblivious. Think, what's all the commotion?
Yeah. Well, the frogs do that too. There is actually a science to frog jumping, and if they are too warm, apparently they will not jump.
Yes.
And there's some people who have solutions. Maybe we should get you a
special
solution for your wife to give to you. Yeah,
and also we stopped by the community cable office today over there. It was an interesting thing that talking with Ralph Barnes and James Gallagher, and they says one of the interesting things would be a backstory on the training camps for the frogs leading up.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, so you back into where the frogs are working out and getting all of
They keep them underground a lot of times.
Really,
they have these crazy underground labyrinth containers for them. And they separate the frogs. There's a whole mindset to it.
Yeah, it's an art, isn't it?
It's an art, yes.
A couple other things that's going on this weekend. There was golf. It's getting golf season. So Friday was the 4th annual Chamber of Commerce golf tournament, and they were dodging raindrops a little bit out there. But you understand they had a field of over 90 players at Greenmore.
Oh, very nice.
So it was a pretty good sized field.
Yes.
For the Chamber, so that was a good one. And also on Sunday was the Bret Hart Football Boosters Golf Tournament at Forest Meadows.
Wow. So golf was another name for the weekend.
It was.
Definitely.
So
charity golf.
And when we get some totals on what those raised, if they're happy, they'll tell us. If they're not, they won't tell us.
They won't tell us. That's just the way it goes, And on to the weather. Future weather. Arnold, tonight 58 degrees. Tuesday, 81 degrees in Arnold. Wow. Tuesday night, 55 degrees. And Wednesday, 76 degrees in Arnold.
All right. Now we go to Angels Camp / San Andreas.
No.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We're doing that because it's the same elevation. All right.
What's going to happen eventually is that enough people are going to be hearing about what you're saying, and they're going to pick at you.
I know. They will slash. They will slash.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Low of 58 and a high of 88 tomorrow.
Wow.
And a low of 56 and a high of 83 on Wednesday. So we're cooling off. So it's looks like we should start dropping. So an Angels Camp / San Andreas. It should start.
San Andreas.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Murphy's tonight clear at 59 degrees. Tuesday sunny at 89 degrees.
Oh, look at that! That's
warm.
Interesting. It's projecting is higher in Murphy's than an Angels Camp.
Sometimes that happens. Tuesday night clear at 57 degrees, and Wednesday sunny at 82 degrees.
I know we've been getting some emails about the pass opening. If we've heard anything else, we'll make some more calls tomorrow. But last we heard they did have a projected pass opening of the Friday the 11th, so that would be this Friday.
Apparently they're doing road work right now, actually.
Yeah, I did see some road equipment.
Yeah, apparently it's cleared. It's just they're trying to do. Snow has a terrible effect on roads, especially snow of that magnitude. So they do repair work.
Yeah, and it's
so it'll be open this weekend.
This weekend, probably so.
And that's a beautiful drive. If you ever get a chance to drive it, it is a gorgeous drive of its past.
It truly is a scenic byway.
Yes, it is.
No, it really is. And in fact, if you look on the left-hand side of our front page, we'll update it this year, but we drove it for you.
That's right, you did.
We started in Arnold and drove to Markleyville.
Went right through Hermit Valley?
Yeah, so basically, if you don't have the time to go places, just come to the Pine Tree and we'll
just click on the links.
Yeah, we'll just take you there.
We'll take you there. Exactly.
Of course, it's me with my hand stuck out the sunroof, but it's still, it'll.
You might get that wind in your hair, bugs in your teeth feeling.
Yeah.
You never know.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us for another edition of the Celebrated Nightly News. At least in our own mind, right?
That's right. We celebrate ourselves in our county. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Have a great night.